Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I am looking very chill right now because I'm about to go to work. So I got my hair up and my t-shirt on. We're currently doing a challenge at work where it's called the YFL, so it's like supposed to be like with the NFL kind of thing. And you get points for different workouts, and the points equal yards, and then it's whoever can get the most yards and that kind of thing. But we also have like weekly challenges, and this week's challenge was who can do the most squats. And your girl is competitive, so I actually ended up doing 600 squats. And Lord, let me tell you, my quads were like burning. They're still burning. Like it takes a little bit for me to like get up and sit down. But anyways, I am coming on here to talk about something that is hard for me to talk about, but it's something that I have struggled with for a majority of my life. And the reason that I wasn't going to come on here and talk about it, but the reason that I am coming on here is because I know that other people struggle with this too. And so if I can kind of offer my insight into, what I've dealt with, then maybe it can help someone else. And so that is why I'm coming on here. But if I get a little choked up and flustered, it's because it is kind of hard for me to talk about. But anyways, my whole life, majority of my life, starting in middle school, I've really struggled with being self-conscious. I struggled with self-confidence issues. I was self-conscious about my body. I was self-conscious about everything, pretty much everything, head to toe. Um, I think a lot of it stemmed from me just being kind of an overachiever most of my life. Like I always strive to like do the best in sports, like do the best in school. Like I always pushed myself to try to do the best. And I think by pushing so hard, one, it made me a hard worker, which is a positive effect, but two, it made me super hard on myself. And it made me strive for perfection, but it was the type of perfection that, I knew I would never get. And so I would get down on myself because I was not perfect. And, and it was my own perfect, it was something that I made up. Like I had to be skinnier. I had to be like, have these kind of lips or, like stupid stuff. But, like in middle school, I found myself not eating as much as I should. Because I thought that I wasn't as skinny as the other girls, and so I would want to eat less, and it actually caused me to pass out one time because I did not have enough nutrients in me. And it was scary going through that, but at the same time it didn't really change how I felt. I still felt like I needed to lose weight, or that like I wasn't skinny enough. And so that kind of continued the whole me not eating enough. And, even in high school, I started doing sports. I started doing cross country. And, you know, to be honest, I learned to love cross country, and it kind of became my life. But the reason that I really got into it was because I wanted to be skinny. I wanted my legs to be skinny. I wanted to run so that I could be skinnier. And, when it came to lunch, I would probably only bring like a granola bar or some crackers. And people would ask me, like, is that all you have? Like, where's your lunch? And I would always say, I left it in the car. Or, I left it at home, or I forgot it. Like, all those kind of excuses. And, it was simply because I just didn't want to eat because I thought it was going to make me fat. And I, would go and run afterwards and just completely deplete myself of any food. And, I felt horrible, but at the same time, I felt good because I thought it was going to make me skinny. And it's just crazy. It was a crazy thought, but like, in high school, I just constantly hated myself. I legit hated myself because I thought I wasn't as pretty as everyone else. I wasn't as skinny as everyone else, and you know, and it was a horrible feeling. And I kind of looked for justification or like verification from other people by like posting a picture on Instagram or posting a picture on Facebook, and trying to get people to comment and stuff. And it was like you get one comment from a guy that's like, oh, you look hot or something, and it makes you feel good for like about 5 seconds, but then it's like I went right back to like, I'm too fat, I'm not pretty, those kind of thoughts. And it was just a ongoing cycle. And when I got to college, it was a little bit better. I ate a lot better. I still worked out like crazy, and even in college and in high school, like I would work out every single day, and like hard every single day. And if I was sick, like even to the point of throwing up, I would still want to work out. And it got to a point where it was like if I didn't work out, if I missed one day, then I would be stressed out and just like sad and disappointed in myself because I didn't work out for one day. And it was just crazy, and that kind of followed me into college. And I got a lot better, but it was still an issue. And this past year has been really hard on me. A lot has happened, a lot with my family, a lot with just like me working and stuff, and it's just been a crazy year. It's been a crazy year, and a lot of stress, but also a lot of greatness. But a lot of stress has happened, and there have been times, where I haven't been able to work out, for 2 days, and just kind of been slacking in that, in that department. And, I just kind of got down on myself, because I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't working out enough. Like I wasn't, the same thoughts that I've had like all these years. And like I said, it's just been a cycle. It keeps repeating. And I didn't really notice that it was a big issue, or I never really tried to change it until this past year. And it was pretty much because of my boyfriend. Um, my boyfriend, he's great. He's amazing. He's honestly everything that I could ask for and then some. He loves me for all of me. He's honest. I don't know what I would do without him, and I'm not trying to be cheesy or anything, but that's just the truth. And I know that he loves me, and I know that I can trust him and that he would never do anything intentionally to hurt me. But because of these thoughts in my head, like I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough, those kind of thoughts, because they were in my head and just clouding everything, it was like I found myself not trusting him. But like I didn't know why I didn't trust him, I just didn't trust him. And it was frustrating for me, and it was frustrating for him, because he's never done anything to the point where I needed to question him, or that I ever thought that he, didn't love me or anything. Like he's never done anything like that. But I found myself like questioning him, like asking him, do you really love me? Like you could do so much better, like those kind of questions. And he's, like, what did I do? Like, why don't you think that I love you? Like those kind of things. And I'm frustrated because it's like, why am I even saying this? Like it's like right when it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, why am I saying this? Like I know he loves me, but like what, like my head is playing tricks on me. And it was super frustrating. And we've had that, like I've done that on like different occasions where I ask him, and it's random too. And it was really frustrating, and it was stupid too, like me asking him those questions is just stupid. But I couldn't get those out of my head. I couldn't. And I just didn't really know why. And I remember there was like one time, because I could tell he was getting frustrated about me asking him those questions, and I talked to my mom about it, and she was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you're too hard on yourself. Like, like, you're thinking that you're like this horrible person. And she was like, and that's the complete opposite. And she's like, turn your head off, like, turn your brain off. And I was like, I know, I need to, because this is crazy. Like, I think it's crazy that I'm having these kind of thoughts. And um, I remember one night my boyfriend, he had me write down on a piece of paper all the things that were negative in my life, pretty much, like the things that I thought negative about myself, like the things that I wanted to change, like my fears, like those kind of things, and wrote it down on a piece of paper. And we actually like ripped up those pieces of papers and we threw them into the toilet and flushed them. And we prayed about it too. We prayed that God would help kind of push those fears out of my brain, push those thoughts out of my brain. And it kind of opens my eyes. And I know it's silly, like the little activity, like doing that. I know it's like silly, but it really stuck to me. Like, it really got to me. And I realized that I need to, one, I need to put my faith in God. I need to let him take those fears away from me, and just put my trust into him. And then two, that I'm never ever going to be able to completely love someone, completely trust someone, until I learn how to love myself. Because at that point, I hated myself. I hated everything. I was so blessed with everything that I've ever gotten in my life. And I knew, I was blessed with my family. I was blessed with my friends. I was blessed with this apartment that's over my head. I was blessed with everything, but I hated myself. And it's probably one of the worst feelings when you feel like you have everything, but you hate yourself. And it was hard. It was hard accepting that. It was hard realizing that that's what all these thoughts are coming from, because I don't love myself. And so these past couple months, I've really pushed really hard to find the things that I love about myself. And sometimes it takes just like every day, just thinking of one thing that you love about yourself. Like, I love, and it can be something so silly, like I love the way I cook chicken, which obviously that's not true for me, and you can ask my boyfriend. I'm not good at cooking chicken, but just something little every single day. And I really tried to think about that, every single day. I'm grateful and I love myself for this, and those kind of things. And just having that mind, like that thought process, it just changed my attitude completely. And honestly, just having faith in God, and just knowing that he has planned for me, and that I'm here for a reason. I am the way that I am for a reason. He made me for a reason. I'm not a mistake. And yes, I'm not perfect. No one's perfect, but I am his version of perfect. And that just gave me so much comfort. And I still struggle. I still struggle with self-confidence issues, and I don't think it's ever going to go away, because the society that we live in, honestly, and this might sound harsh, but they kind of profit off of our self-confidence issues. Advertising, this will make you skinnier, these pants will make your butt look bigger, like those kind of things. They profit off of our self-confidence issues, and so they're always going to be around, and that's okay. It's okay. But to not love myself, I can't continue my life doing that. I can't, I have to learn to love myself, and I have these past few weeks by just doing simple things and just putting my faith in God. And I'm going to be continuing down this road, and there will be times when I feel down on myself. There will be times when I feel great about myself, but, um, I just wanted to come on here for anyone else who's kind of dealing with the same issue, that you're not alone. This is something that pretty much everyone deals with on you know, a different level, but pretty much everyone deals with it. You're not alone, and just, you surround yourself with people who are there to help you learn how to love yourself. And if you're ever with someone who says that's crazy, that's stupid, like, just love yourself, then you shouldn't be surrounding yourself with that person. You need to surround yourself with people who truly love you, who, are going to continue to make you see why you should love yourself. And I am so grateful for my family, friends, my boyfriend. Um, Words can't even express how grateful I am for them. But I wanted to come on here and share my story, and it's hard for me to talk about, honestly, and it's hard for me to admit that this is an issue for me. Um, but if you're going through the same thing, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Like, if you want to get coffee, if you want to go shopping, like if you want to go for a run, um, or even just on the internet, like, reach out to me and talk to me about this issue, because it's important to talk to someone, because I've tried to keep it contained, and trust me, like, it explodes eventually. Um, and it's so much better to talk to someone and just kind of talk about your feelings, like, trying to let it out, and so that you can kind of realize what's wrong, why you're having these feelings. And so please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here as a friend. I'm here to help you talk it through. But that's kind of all I really wanted to come on here to say and talk about. But I hope everyone's having a great week. Stay strong. We're almost to the weekend, so looking forward to that. But anyways, have a great day.